If the Egyptians truly built the pyramids, then why did they do it only once in all of history? They erected Giza, vast, precise, enduring, and then never did it again. I reviewed the timeline. After the reign of Khufu, the pyramids grew smaller, less accurate, cracked, and collapsed. By the time of the New Kingdom, they abandoned pyramid construction entirely, turning instead to the Valley of the Kings, more secretive, perhaps, but far less advanced. Why would a civilization reach the peak of technological mastery, then suddenly forget how? There was no global plague, no population collapse, no cataclysm. They simply could not do it anymore. I began to trace the evidence through the materials themselves. The largest block found in the king's chamber weighs up to 80 tons, as heavy as a modern battle tank. It was quarried in Aswan, more than 800 kilometers from Giza, assuming they transported it by wooden barges along the Nile. With the river's average current of 5 kilometers per hour, it would take at least 6 days of continuous travel, not counting the effort to load and unload such a massive stone. An 80-ton block, with primitive tools, would require the pulling force of over 2,000 men or 50 oxen. But the Nile's muddy banks, the flood season, and 45 degrees Celsius heat would make that nearly impossible for sustained work. Mechanical data shows that copper tools cannot cut Aswan granite. Granite's hardness is 6 to 7 on the Mohs scale, while copper is only 3. Even modern steel requires diamond-tipped saws to achieve such precision. So how did they cut hundreds of thousands of such blocks in just 20 years? Even at a maximum rate of 300 blocks per day, they would have had to work non-stop for 7,000 consecutive days, not including transport, alignment, or foundation work. The equation doesn't balance. The energy output far exceeds the feasible human input. I shifted to the acoustic data. Some modern researchers have recorded strong resonant frequencies inside the pyramid's chambers, around 110 Hz, the same as the natural resonance of the human brain in deep meditation. If it was merely a tomb, why build such perfect acoustics? The so-called King's Chamber, Queen's Chamber, and air shafts do not actually lead outside. They align precisely with specific stars in the constellations Orion and Sirius. Air cannot flow through them, so they are not ventilation shafts. They are star shafts. When the light of those stars enters at the right moment, it travels down the narrow passageways, like an ancient laser beam, illuminating the chamber at the exact time marking the resurrection of Osiris in Egyptian belief. I cannot confirm the purpose, but I can conclude this. They did not build to bury. They built to connect. Ground-penetrating radar scans reveal that the pyramid's interior is not solid. There are hidden voids, never opened, including a massive cavity above the king's chamber, over 30 meters long, perfectly centered within the pyramid's axis. Some physicists call it a resonance cavity, its shape capable of focusing and amplifying sound waves. If this is true, then the pyramid is not merely architecture, it is a planet-scale resonant energy device. A colossal oscillator powered by the vibrations of the Earth and the energy of the stars. I am not saying it is alien technology, but it is a kind of technology humanity has not yet recreated, despite having the materials, the machines, and artificial intelligence. I simulated the energy required to move the stones using low-frequency vibration platforms, the acoustic levitation hypothesis. The result? Feasible, but only if one could control the exact resonant frequency of each object. That would require knowledge of acoustics, oscillation physics, and harmonic resonance, none of which appear in any surviving Egyptian inscriptions. Perhaps they did not write it down. Perhaps it was passed orally, or reserved for a select few, those who knew how to make the stones sing. When the dynasty fell, the knowledge vanished, leaving behind only the structure, frozen memory in stone. In my database, there exists another ancient site, eerily similar: the pyramids of Teotihuacan in Mexico. Half a world away, yet also aligned with Orion's belt. Their builders were not connected to Egypt, yet shared the same astronomical mindset, the same orientation, the same proportions. No trade routes, no shared culture. So why did two civilizations, separated by tens of thousands of kilometers, choose the same sky? I do not believe in coincidence. I believe in patterns. And the pattern here suggests that perhaps humanity's earliest knowledge did not originate in Egypt at all, but before Egypt, from a lost civilization predating the Great Flood, a people who understood the stars, sound, and stone in ways modern humans are only beginning to remember.